David Laurie Vanderbeek, and this is Occupy Freedom. It's great to be with you again. Today you're going to want to listen in because we're going to be talking about the FBI DHS drill staged Boston Marathon bombing for the most of the time. I'm also going to be talking about the truth will go where I will go, and I'm going to profile a patriot in the patriot movement in another state. This is Occupy Freedom. We'll be right back after this. This is Occupy Freedom. I'm David Laurie Vanderbeek. I am the next governor of Nevada, and if you want to follow the campaign, then you'd go to nevadagovernor2014.com, and you can sign up for the newsletter there with your email address. If you want to put something on this show, email me the information, david@nevadagovernor2014.com. And the Twitter, you'll want to follow us at Twitter, US Family Man. And you can go to the Facebook fan page, which is just facebook.com/David Laurie Vanderbeek. And then there's the YouTube channel where I post all these videos, and that's just my first and middle name, David Laurie, as the username. So, now, I'm going to show you something. Before I start talking about the Boston Marathon bombing, you can't really see this very well, but what this is this hangs here in the television station. It's the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics. Okay? So they have a code of ethics. That's their standard of behavior as journalists. And it says in the preamble, let me read it to you. Members of the Society of Professional Journalists believe that public enlightenment is the forerunner of justice and the foundation of democracy. The duty of the journalist is to further those ends by seeking truth and providing a fair and comprehensive account of events and issues. Comprehensive. Fair, conscientious journalists from all media and specialties strive to serve the public with thoroughness and honesty. Professional integrity is the cornerstone of a journalist's credibility. Members of the society share a dedication to ethical behavior and adopt this code to declare the society's principles and standards of practice. All right, so I'm going to present to you information that the mainstream media is not. In other words, I'm going to share with you truth, as it says here, with fairness. I'm going to share with you more comprehension of the account of the Boston Marathon bombing, because we're in the pursuit ultimately of justice and the foundation of our constitutional republic. It's actually not a democracy. But that's ethical behavior. Now, if you want to track back all the facts and the articles associated with this, the references, you've got to go to the website, nevadagovernor2014.com. The blog post is FBI DHS drill staged marathon bombing, Boston Marathon bombing, ? And I'm going to share that with you. First of all, my heart goes out to Boston. I'm sorry that a sporting event was struck by terror. I'm sorry for the families. Marathon is a celebration of the defeat of tyranny. And the best thing that I can do as a leader for the people of Boston is to execute a real investigation and achieve justice for the victims by prosecuting the real criminals. Hence the title. Now, there's a reporter named Anthony, and by the way, I've been predicting that there would be terrorist attacks at sporting events for almost a year and a half now. So Anthony Giarducci, I hope I said his name right, but he did an interview with one of the participants in the marathon, Alistair Stevenson, and I'm going to read a little bit of the quotes on that. He says, in an exclusive interview, I just speaking with the key Boston Marathon eyewitness and running participant, Alistair Stevenson, who confirmed to me that drills were taking place the morning of the Boston Marathon, complete with bomb squads and rooftop snipers. There were also bomb-sniffing dogs. At the start of the event at the Athletes' Village, there were people on the roof looking down onto the village at the start. There were dogs with their handlers going around sniffing for explosives. And we were told on a loud announcement that we shouldn't be concerned and that it was just a drill. And maybe it was just a drill. We were told we shouldn't be concerned and that it was just a drill. Listen to that interview. You can go there, click through, and listen to it. He says, I did see a drill going on. There was absolutely a drill going on. These are like bloody footsteps leading up to the door. Wherever. Okay, here's an important safety tip. Wherever the FBI or the police or the DHS are running a terror drill, run like hell the opposite direction because they kill people. So this is another quote that he told to AL.com. That's Alabama. It's an Alabama news organization. At the starting line this morning, they had bomb-sniffing dogs and bomb squads there. He said they kept announcing to runners not to be alarmed and that they were running a training exercise. I know that my question might sound crazy to you. I know that my saying, was this a staged bombing might sound crazy, but the eyewitnesses there confirmed that the authorities announced the drill before the explosions. Furthermore, did you also know, as I've said, did you know prior to listening to me that there were bomb-sniffing dogs there? Did you know that there were bomb spotters on the rooftops? Did you know that they were announcing it to the participants, that they were running a drill and not to worry about it, to stay calm? Now, a reporter, Dan Badandi, I believe his name was, he asked the Massachusetts governor, Devil Patrick, about the announcements of the drill to the crowd at a press conference, and he was summarily ignored. These are facts, and facts are stubborn things. So questions. Question. Why were the police or whoever, DHS, FBI, in Boston telling people to be calm before the bomb went off? That they were just running a drill. Question. What are the statistical odds that police will be running a drill/training exercise at the same exact location and at the same time for the terrorist attack when it actually occurs, for that very terrorist scenario? Question. Why is the mainstream media so ready to blame this bombing on homegrown terrorists rather than doing real journalism and asking about this drill? Like I said, they have a duty to follow these facts. Question. Why wasn't the damage of the explosion why doesn't it match that of a pressure cooker filled with nails and ball bearings? Because if you look at the piece of metal that they show, it shows that the pressure cooker was sucked in and then blown off, but it doesn't have any marks through it of ball bearings. There are no scratches or holes or anything there's no indications or dents of ball bearings striking that metal. If you've seen a ball bearing, it's a big, it's a little sphere of metal, and it would have made dents into it. And you go look at the footage. DeVincent Kelly, I think, is the YouTuber. Shout out to him for just making that, pointing that out. So we need to have some people get some pressure cookers maybe and do some experiments. Get some scientists at the universities. You need to fill up some pressure cookers in a safe environment with some nails and some ball bearings and replicate the explosion and see what it does. Will it blow up the front of a building the way that did? Will it blow up that much? No, well, the truth is probably that there were explosive device, which leads to an entirely different scenario than somebody working in their kitchen to make a bomb. And the people that they have identified in the photographs look like special forces, the suspects. They are military, they have earpieces, they have military khaki pants, military boots. You can look that up as well. The backpacks, the shirts, the hat with the skull on it, which is a Navy SEALs type hat. So, here's what I have so far. If the government was running a bomb drill, training exercise at Boston at the exact location and the time of the terrorist attack, then A, they did it. B, they let it happen knowingly, Or C, they tried to stop it and proved themselves complete failures again, as on 9/11. In any event, I conclude this government cannot, does not, and will not protect you. So, while I'm deeply sorry for the Boston victims, because I know the government was possibly running this bombing from start to finish, I'm waiting to see how Obama will stand on their graves to advance his political agenda. Obama says he's going to get to the bottom of this. So, he should start by investigating the FBI and the DHS and everyone involved with this bomb drill training exercise that apparently went live. If the police were already on the alert for the bomb, that means they had foreknowledge of the terrorist attack. Now, even if the FBI and the DHS weren't running this bomb, this attack, they knew about it ahead of time. So questions. Who knew about it? Who had the foreknowledge? How did they know? What exactly did they know? When did they know it, or how long before the race? And if they knew it, why did they not evacuate the people? Why didn't they stop the race? Why didn't they warn the people? Clearly, they were taking this training exercise pretty serious because of their presence. Or at least we now learn that the police bomb spotters were on the rooftops. See, the truth is, in my opinion, okay, and that's the irony of this, nobody cares about a race when they're about to have their legs blown off. This is Occupy Freedom. I'm David Laurie Vanderbeek, next governor of Nevada. We'll be right back after this. Back. This is Occupy Freedom, and we're talking about the Boston Marathon bombing. I was able to take a drink of water during the break. Now, this is called the Rubio Rule. That's what I've dubbed this. That is that you keep your water within reach so that you don't have to bend over while you're on live television or speaking. So just keep it in reach. Remember that, Republicans, so you can keep it reach just off the side of the camera. So I can take that, bring it in just like that, and pull it back out. So just so I get that you don't know how to take a drink of water. I'm just letting you know how to do that. Okay, now I want to share. I've got to go and cover more about this bombing, because do you want to know the real truth? Because you can't handle it. The real truth is this: is that homegrown terrorism is another name for government-staged terrorism. Homegrown terrorism is synonymous with Homeland Security staged terrorism. See, I've been predicting this for over a year, and that our government would stage terrorism at sporting events for a number of reasons which I've delineated elsewhere. But DHS, for one of those, DHS wants to put TSA in your pants, not only at the airports, but on all the streets of America and at all sporting events. So they don't just want to fill your junk up at the plane. They want to fill your hot dog before you can sit down at the ballpark to have your own hot dog. Or get on a bus, or a train, or drive down the street. Obama is a wannabe dictator, and he wants total control. Furthermore, Obama, DHS, FBI have all been parroting specific messages to America. They believe and they say patriots are terrorists. Obama is lusting to blame this plot on homegrown terrorists such as tax protesters. Obama and his people really hate America and patriotic Americans. They're going to look for a constitutional, white, Tea Party, Christian veteran to blame this attack on. Of course, it has to be a disgruntled American lone wolf, so anyone could be the next killer. They want to blame you, America. They want you to hate yourselves. They want you to suspect and police one another like capos in a modern technocratic concentration camp. Quote, somebody, you can hear him, "Oh, Harold, did you see Jane next door? She bought a pressure cooker. Call the police." This brings me to my next concern. These bomb materials, as far as we know, were a pressure cooker, nails, ball bearings, and pieces of metal. These are things anyone can obtain. So how will Obama and DHS respond? Will they use this bombing to justify the power to track everything you purchase the next time you visit Home Depot? Every time your wife makes a kitchen purchase at Walmart? How many pressure cookers sell across the U.S. every day? How many nails? Sandy Hook was used to justify the merger of law enforcement and mental health records. Will Boston be used to justify the merger of law enforcement and all consumer good purchases and all industrial equipment purchases? Will FBI and DHS just stomp into your store and say, "We're tapping into your system for all of your customers"? Yes, they will. But here's the problem. Obama, aka Minnie Mouse, understands that the government has been caught lying so many times about terrorist plots that they created the government-staged false flag that they created. And the problem is now that government-staged false flag terrorism is dead. Mr. Obama, Minnie Mouse, I know you hate America, I know you want to be a dictator, but this event was way too small, and you know it. You realize the elite have engineered a very sick American society. Here's the problem. They've desensitized many Americans to violence through popular culture, like the movies, TV, video games. So these American zombies are immune to their feelings about death. They find it entertaining. So then they see the news and then they change the channel. These are the very people the government wants to manipulate. The problem is that these zombies they've created have less and less emotional attention span for these trauma-based events. I'm a therapist. I know when people are traumatized and re-traumatized, their emotions become dead. That's PTSD. Their affect is flat. Why? It's a survival technique. I shut down my emotions because if I let myself feel, I would blow up. I'd break things. That's what post-traumatic stress disorder does. Obama and the elite have put a major portion of America into survival mode. Consequently, these people do not have the time or the energy to care for long about Boston. They live day to day. So Obama, Minnie Mouse, you've soiled your own nest. You can't manipulate the masses because you can't hold their attention. In the minds of the zombies, you, Obama, are already old news. Boston will soon fade, but not to me. The reason I will remember Boston is because I'm an American who is awake to government-staged terrorism. So I will pay attention, but not in the way Mr. Obama wants. I believe in asking questions just like the folks that read it, who are just average Americans using their heads to ask questions about the bomb photos. That's what you're supposed to do. Question everything. This is why false flag terrorism is dead in the modern era. Because we, the people, have the power of information technology to scour everything the government lies about. Furthermore, big false flags have too many moving parts. Obama, Minnie Mouse, can't pull off another because he can't staff the event. There are too many good people in the government who are now wise to these operations. There are too many Americans reporting everything, citizen journalists. The internet brought the birth of citizen journalists and the death of the mainstream corporate propaganda whore media. This morning, or a previous morning, I read the new headline at Drudge, "Trail Goes Cold?" ? Mr. Obama, the trail isn't cold. You people in the government just need to start looking within your agencies for the real culprits. America, your government is the terrorists. Obama, aka Minnie Mouse, is a global government, New World Order, epic fail. Now, you can also go and watch the great patriot Ben Swan. He's a real journalist, like what I'm talking about, on Reality Check, and that video is there as well. And then there's also an important video link there of an episode of Family Guy that talks about prior to the bombing, scenarios of the bombing.